Okay, Igor, cue the lightning! They're alive! Alive! No, wait. Even better, they're blocks! Blocks! So there's no reason to worry about your friends. It seems we can always rebuild them. Besides, Oren has never looked better. If she's not careful, she's gonna wake up the dead. Or maybe that was the idea. Well, you've certainly gotten Clucker's attention. Let's just hope he's not too mad. Well, either way, he's seeing red. Oaxis seems about the same. Let's find Brud a new bucket. And I. Speaking of eyes, young He's searching for something. Superman's got nothing on her X-ray vision. She's on the prowl for blocks. But what does she want them for exactly? Simple. She wants her very own mini-me.
Hey!
And just in time, the block squid game can commence. As can the process of elimination. Wow, Mother May I has never been this intense before. Okay, she's turned around. Feet don't fail us now. Ooh, Shin Sonic. Now that's what I call a smile. These new blocks are so hot, they're smoking. Now we can make our very own Shin Sonic. Do you think we've got enough teeth there? And what's a hedgehog without his spikes? Not to mention those famous red sneakers. Why don't we introduce you to our other hedgehog friends? Look, there's even a few other Sonics. You're one of those. Careful, I hear Echidna's a little gamey. You know, these things usually have a plug on the bottom. This little piggy's got everyone seeing green. Still, it's important to keep your finances secure. If they want more money, they're gonna have to earn it. And remember, 2 halves make a whole. But it's still important to bridge everything together. Why don't we invite everyone to take a closer look? Okay, everybody, time to head up the stairs. Seems simple enough. Just cross the bridge. Never jump or fall to conclusions. Well, they say that pride goes before a fall. And apparently, so does greed. Is walking around the squares an option? I guess that's against the rules. I guess it's all just a game of chance. See? You can win! Aw, does someone need a push? You can run, but you can't hide. Didn't I tell you? But seriously, he's not looking so good. I mean, he's practically in pieces. But it's nothing that our doctor can't fix. She also minored in jigsaw puzzles. If only she wasn't so squeamish. Well, it's up to us. Can we zoom in? Ah, thank you. Oh, what is he made of? Snipped snails and puppy dog tails? With a few extra worms or two. Or 4. Either way, it's time to get swabbing. In the mood for ribs? How about some liver? But we can't forget the heart. Ooh, this will make a very sweet heart. Okay, we need to squeeze things inside. I think it needs to shrink to fit. That works. Time for our next game. Roll the dice, Young-hee. It looks like we found our new game. We just need to set things up. You know the drill. Get the blocks. But we should really speed things up. Now, everyone, to your stations. Hold on tight. It's time for tug of war. Okay, pull. Time to put teamwork to the test. Of course, you might just end up losing as a team, too. Three kittens lost their mittens, and then a giant beetle attacks. Wait, that's not how the rhyme goes. This should take care of you. And they say roaches are tough. Now, in the basket you go. Next, we better clear out all this trash. Ooh, a block! You know what that means. Time to get building. We'll make a nice, safe place for all the kitty cats. Of course, we need room for accessories. There should be room for at least 3. I guess we could make an extension. These will be great for all the nature cats out there. And don't forget to throw in a fish. Now this place is the cat's pajamas. Maybe we should make a place for each cat. So we should really start clearing things up. Don't worry, everything should fit together. After all, this place is made of blocks. Hey, it's the exercise room, and fixing it up was a workout. Okay, it's time for the kitties to see their new home. And look, you even get your very own people. Some of them even come with fish. Either way, let the purring commence. Wow, free garbage! It's Doughy the Dough Man! Wait, it looks like some kind of game. Match each hole with the same colored ball. There's a place for each ball, and a ball for each place. Let's see what you've won! Ooh, more blocks! Just think of all the stuff we can make now. Can you guess what we're making? Hint, we're gonna need a lot of colors. It's our very own Doughy. Cool, the Sprunki Big Box. Make that boxes. Which to open first? Ooh, we've got bubble gum. What you waiting for? Time to take a big bite. Blow a big bubble. But there's a bit of a twist. Open the ball and give it some teeth. Next, we're gonna need some eyes. Talk about a fisheye lens. Au natural. What you need now is some shoulders. This'll help those chapped lips. And eye sockets. Pinky went from dream girl to nightmare. Now let's check out Oaxis's box. But it's time to check out his darker side. Ooh,
Wow!
Jekyll and Hyde would be so proud. And look what's inside. Some cool black slime. Roll it up into a ball. And grab an old doll. We just need to make some adjustments. Always a shame to lose face, but this is for a greater good. Next, it's time to grab some spare parts. Always great when gravity does the painting for you. Don't worry, we didn't forget you, Simon. Ooh, a school bus. That seems normal enough. But we can always fix that. Grab a bigger hammer. Always best to get back to basics. Now we can build up our very own Simon. It's Ratty's turn. Ooh, confetti. Red, too. Noticing a theme? These things don't look like they match. But we just need to break things down and put them together. Note to self, don't eat the chicken. But apparently, the eggs are A-OK. Anyway, just keep putting these pieces together. Soon, we'll have our own Ratty. He's gonna need some eyes. This will make sure it stays on tight. Ah, Ratty's true beauty is on the inside. Our Sprunki friends are really coming together. Though Simon could use a scary mask or something. Roll the dice. You got double binaria. Wow, now those are some real snake eyes. But that slime screams more snail than anything. So how about you all break out of your shell? Of course, sometimes it's safer to stay inside. Okay, someone tell Paul to pick up his giraffe. Oh no, your friends. Well, save what's left of them. We can always make new ones. Ugh, drain that slime. You know, if you're making a spider, 8 eyes is enough. To make a mouth, he can hold our Sprunki friends. But we should probably add a cover. Not to mention some holes for teeth. Use nails. I'm sure you get the point. Add some paint. Black is your color. Of course, a little red never hurt anyone. Guess everybody needs to get a head. Our new friend is a sharp-dressed thing. Uh-oh, guess who's back? Stomach bigger than your eyes? This guy's another story. Things sure get spooky here in Sprunki Town. I just knew we should have went to Funky Town. Well, while we're here, we might as well play the pyramid. Check out the pyramids inside. Look, it's Orin. And it looks like she's in good company. Don't you just hate it when someone gets under your skin? Of course, Oaxis will see our side soon enough. See? He's already embracing his dark side. Pretty soon, he won't be the only one. Orin knows it's best to keep an open mind. But we can always reuse these parts. Jeepers creepers, time to add some peepers. Don't worry, the heat will cauterize everything. Well, almost. Does anyone have a napkin? Still, now there's plenty of room for some fresh new organs. And now it looks like ribs are on the menu. Oh, it looks like Ratty wants to say hi. But now it looks like he needs to split. No bones about it. Still, let's help him get the point. Ooh, ouch. He could use some color, like a nice coat of green. Red and green just pair well together. I think Simon needs a little privacy. But we've got to keep on schedule. Besides, don't you want to show everyone your new smile? Anyone in the mood for pasta? You know, Simon always wanted to be a cyclops. Of course, they usually have at least one eye. Veneria could use a little haircut. How about a new do? And maybe some eye surgery. Hair's not the only thing that gets extensions. And we don't just mean eyes either. Looks like someone's got a big mouth. Now for teeth. Ooh, anyone up for a bite? Hey, Pinky, how about a makeover? What you need are some seashells and clay. Let's add eyes. Of course, you only need 2. And who says mouths can't be vertical? Almost done. Just need ears. Come on, Sky. Open wide, like at the dentist's. Careful about dribbling. Now for a little trepanning. Are things too bright in here for you? Try on some shades, but you still want to see. You're never fully dressed without slime. Everyone sure looks spooky, kooky, and altogether ooky. So how about a little before and after to finish things off? Look at those teeth. You're in good company. Okay, I could have phrased that better. Here, try this on for size. Look at those eyes. It's important to love the skin you're in. A purple dinosaur. Well, it worked for Barney. And you know what goes great with purple. Some pink for a nice fleshy mouth. Ooh, what sharp nails. Or should we say, teeth? It looks like our dino's switching to dragon. Which means he'll need to breathe some fire. In other words, we're cooking with gas. Next up, let's add something for the eye. Once the retinas are secure, add some black. Now, turn on the lights. Next up, let's add some horns. Drink umbrellas might just be for decoration. But when it comes to dragons, frills are never unnecessary. Here, we've got your back. Now, how about some melon? Never knew watermelon was so crunchy. This should help you grow a spine. But fruit's just a starter. How about some seafood? Always love the fin you're in. Hey, it's lunchtime. Spread those wings. It's chicken time. Make sure you save those bones. I mean, he might want to chew on them, but this works too. Still, those bones are looking kinda bony. Of course, balloons can always lift you up. Especially when you use them for webbing. Keep things aerodynamic and color coordinated. Ooh, someone wants to lend a helping hand. Arm. Add them on. Gotta love the T-Rex look. Speaking of T-Rex, he's got something for you. Purple clay to cover him up. Put some meat on those bones. Now add some texture. And we should replace those nails. Next up, add some spikes. Some paint. And a little ooze is always appreciated. Time for the big debut. Now where are we on those marshmallows? Look at those teeth. You're in good company. Okay, I could have phrased that better. Here, try this on for size. Look at those eyes. It's important to love the skin you're in. A purple dinosaur. Well, it worked for Barney. And you know what goes great with purple. Some pink for a nice fleshy mouth. Ooh, what sharp nails, or should we say, teeth. It looks like our dino's switching to dragon. Which means he'll need to breathe some fire. In other words, we're cooking with gas. Next up, let's add something for the eye. Once the retinas are secure, add some black. Now, turn on the lights. Next up, let's add some horns. Drink umbrellas might just be for decoration. But when it comes to dragons, frills are never unnecessary. Here, we've got your back. Now, how about some melon? Never knew watermelon was so crunchy. This should help you grow a spine. But fruit's just a starter. How about some seafood? Always love the fin you're in. Hey, it's lunchtime. Spread those wings. It's chicken time. Make sure you save those bones. I mean, he might want to chew on them, but this works too. Still, those bones are looking kinda bony. Of course, balloons can always lift you up. Especially when you use them for webbing. Keep things aerodynamic and color coordinated. Ooh, someone wants to lend a helping hand. Arm. Add them on. Gotta love the T-Rex look. Speaking of T-Rex, he's got something for you. Purple clay to cover him up. Put some meat on those bones. Now add some texture. And we should replace those nails. Next up, add some spikes, some paint, and a little ooze is always appreciated. Time for the big debut. Now where are we on those marshmallows? Oh, got something for us? Wow, LEGO Sprunki toys. Looks like there's some assembly required. Of course, that's par for the course for blocks. Wow, Vineria, what big eyes you've got. Guess 3 eyes are better than none. Looks like our next friend's kinda blue. Ooh, Sky seems a little lopsided today. But honestly, I've seen him worse than this. Now let's move on to some earth tones. 'Cause you should bury that. Next, how about something sunny? Funbots all ready for Halloween. What's next? A flying purple people eater? Just kidding. It's only our old pal Derple. Of course, he's feeling kinda, let's say, loopy today. But now, it's time to think pink. But be careful. Pink can be as scary as the rest of them. Especially if you forget the face. Pinky's a real trendsetter, 'cause Simon's losing face too. Now flaunt your stuff, everyone.
Hey! Hey! What? Hey!
Whoa! Oops. You know, Riley's always got an open mind. And it's just filled with surprises, like new crafting material. Guess Dolly here's getting a little makeover. But don't forget, we're gonna need some teeth. Open wide. Mr. Funnyface here wants to help too. Now let's add some new eyes. We can squeeze in a little rhinoplasty. Now let's check up with our elephant. Careful, it's getting hot in here. Now that is one hot pachyderm. Some toothpicks will make some great spikes. Guess there's a sale on nose jobs today. Hey, TV times for after building. Besides, we can use some wires. Red is your color, but you can't beat basic black. Al dente. In other words, to the tooth. Let's check on Dolly. Now you might feel a slight pinch. Don't worry, we've got new ones ready for you. Let's throw in some legs while we're at it. These new fingers cut straight to the point. A slinky? Ooh, we can use this for ribs. Now cover her up with some foil and clay. Wow, that blue really matches her hair. It's back to our elephant friend. Sand him up, add some color, and throw on some spikes. Don't forget the slime. And tough nails. Ooh, that is one tough apple. But save those teeth. Could also use some eyes. Aw, feeling blue? Speaking of blue, why not try a chain? Let's fix that chip on your shoulder. Some staples and thread should help keep things together. Who's up for a little facial mask? Now add a little something between the eyes. These glasses are a bit cracked, but they'll do. And why don't we undo your do? Ooh, nice sweater. Can we borrow it? It's just what we need for Dolly's new wardrobe. Of course, it could use a little customization. I think this reminds me of our old friend, Sadness. But in a scarier form, I guess. Voila! Dance for the folks at home. Now let's show off our elephant friend. It's always fun with spooky little ghouls like you.